Hey guys, Ken Perryman here, and I am back with another product. It is the Baseus 20,000 milliamp hour, 145 watt portable charger with a built-in retractable cord. It's got 4 ports, power delivery, fast charging, battery bank with smart display. So you can do everything from charging up your iPhones, your Samsung phones, your Androids, MacBooks, Dell computers, HP, you name it. Let's get into it, but before we do, I want to talk about that guy up there, hashtag sponsor. The company sent me this product so I can show you guys all about it. All right. So inside this is oh, okay. I see what it is. Nice and slow. I promise it's doing something. It's coming. There it is. Oh, wow. Nice packaging. I have worked with Baseus quite a few times before, and I have been very much surprised with a lot of their products. I mean that in a good sense, not that I expected bad things. Trying to make a name, trying to do big things, and they've been doing this for a little bit now, and they just get better and better every single time. This is what I really like about this, is that they have a lot of good products. I've got a lot of their charging devices, and they have never failed to impress me each time. I love this wrapping. It feels like it came from an iPhone package. It feels really nice. Let me go ahead. I think it's this way. No, it's this way first. Yeah, that's it. Wow. There was a little bit of a sticky feeling, but I found out to be a covering. Wow, that is really clean looking, and look how small this is. I have a 2700 milliamp. There it is, and it is significantly bigger. You can see this guy is compact. They're just getting them smaller and smaller every time. I'm really impressed with that. Oh, it's magnetic? It sure is. And this is retractable. Oh, that is really cool. That is about as far as it'll go. Let me show you here. About yay far. And then it goes right back. And then it pops right down into its folded mode. Yeah. Okay. So I've been using my phone all day. Let's see, where are we at? Oh, I'm at 90%. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in. It's a USB-C, 0.08 watts, 1 hour and 23 minutes remaining. Oh, this thing's only at 25%. Oh, it was 8 watts. Now it's 13 watts. Because I'm at almost 90%, all phones, right, they will dial down the aggressive charging. You have a bunch of phones that'll be like, oh yeah, we're going to run tons of wattage through the device until you get to 80%, and then it just dials it way back. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug it, and it should jump up in a significant amount of wattages. So super fast charging, the phone says 2.0. It is 13 watts. Now come on. 24 watts, there we go. Most phones will do nowadays is a max of 45 watts. It's usually 25, 35 maybe you'll see wattage. And yeah, so right now we've got 45 minutes remaining in this because it's 25%. You do have your power button, which it's already on, so there's no reason to turn it on. Their core color is yellow, and so their charging ports here are all yellow inside. And let's make one thing real clear. If you see that, it's 145 watts, it's going to only put out, as it says here, 21 watts for this phone. This has a capability of running a lot of wattage through maybe one port. Maybe for a computer, it will run pretty powerful. But once you plug in a couple other items to charge those things up, it is going to dial down. They actually have formulas and data. I'm trying to find another cable. I'm going to see which one will charge who, because I think you'll try to equalize. You're at 92%, this other big guy. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Let's do this properly. At 0 watts trying to charge this guy. Let's use a 65 watter. See what happens here. Let me check here. USB-C 2 input output, USB-C 3 input output, and USB-A 1 output. So either one can take an input. Let's put this in. And, oh, this surprisingly dropped down. Oh, there it goes. It reacted. So it's 43 watts. And now the number is flashing, meaning that it is receiving a charge. The device said that it was 45 watts, and then it dialed quickly back down to about 22 watts. And it is taking a charge. So it's at 24%. This is really nice. So this is 200 watts, 2,500 milliamp hours. And this is 145 watts at 20,000 milliamp hours. And 20,000, it'll charge your phone up to 4 times. Based on efficiency, this is 5,000, this is 20,000, 5 into 20,000 is 4 times. It should be able to handle charging phones and your computer, 20,000 milliamp hour. It's got a rubber foot here, so you can set it like so, and it's got a good traction on it. It also has a couple rubber feet here, hence the reason why I was referencing the other guy, because it also has rubber feet on the bottom like this. So you can leave it like this and plug things into it. This one doesn't have a rubber bottom, but it does have these little rubber feet here, so you can set it sideways. All that aside, we are charging up. It's now back up to 25%. This is running 21 watts, but it'll still last 2 hours and 41 minutes because the watt going in is greater. Anyway, it just babbling on about how great this thing is, and it is really good. Here's all your warranty, the functions of the parts, and it is in multiple languages. Smart digital display describes how that is functioning. English, 1 is fast charging, 2 is low current mode. Number 2, that's all at the bottom, okay. Real-time battery level, that's 3, that's that big number in the circle. 4 is input output power, 5 is working power bank time remaining, time to 100% charge. So that's why it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm discharging as well as charging, and it will take 2 hours and 30 minutes to get to 100%. Let me unplug this. It is going to reset. Now it's 1 hour and 17 minutes. Bam. It just snaps itself right back into place. This is C1, C2, C3 for the C's, and then A, USB-A is A1. What is the power? There it is, right there. Specifications. These are a doozy. If you plug in one in here at 30 watts, and then you got another one running off of this at 45 watts, what's the combined? It's very difficult for people to explain what truly the power output of these devices are, because as you add other devices, it continually drops to a certain amount. Yeah. Wait a second. What is this? Capacity? That's interesting. Oh. Gotcha. A capacity of each. So there's 4 items, but each item is 5,000 milliamp hours, 14.4 volts, or 72 watt hours. And in this whole cell unit, there are 4 of those units, so 5,000 times 4 pieces. So that makes sense. Okay. Let me see. French, DE French, USB C1, USB C2, and USB C3 inputs. 5 volts at 3 amps, USB C1. 5 volts, 3 amps. 9 volts at 3 amps, 12 volts at 3 amps, 15 volts at 3 amps, and 20 volts, 5 amps. So that's 100 watts. The max output of any one of these C's is 100 watts. USB C1 cable, C2 cable, C3 cable, input. Max 100 watts. Input, output. Oh, it's the same. 5 volts, 3 amps, 9 volts, 3 amps, 12 volts, 3 amps, 15 volts, 3 amps, and then 20 volts, 5 amps. Okay. And wattage is basically volts times amps. Okay? USB A1 output. There is no input for the A, USB A. You cannot charge with the USB A, only with the USB Cs. It is, the output is 5 volt 3, 9 volt 2, 10 volt 2.25, 11 volts 3, 12 volts by 2.5. Okay. So it's 30 watts? 33 watts? Okay. All right, USB C1 plus C2. So if you're charging from C1 and C2, 15 watts max. C3 plus the USB A is 15 watts max. USB C1, C2 plus C3. USB C1, Okay, USB-C 1 cable or USB-C 2 cable plus USB-C 3 cable or 3 connection is 100 watts plus 45 watts max. USB 1 and USB 2, one is the cable here and 2 is the other slot there, and it is 100 watts max capable. USB-C 3 is 45 watts. That's more than enough. Most phones, except for the newest ones today, won't even take 45 watts usually. It'll take it, but it won't use all 45 watts, so there's nothing to be worried about there. Phones nowadays, except for the main big flagship-y type phones, are running at 45 watts. Everything else is 35, 25, stuff like that. USB-C 1 cable or C2 cable with USB A1 is 100 watts plus 33 max. USB-C 1 or C2, still 100 watts max, and then the A will be 33. And that's 100 watts. USB-C 1 or C2 plus USB-C 3 and USB A1 is 100 watts max plus 15 watts. So, if you're using USB-C 1 or 2 in conjunction with USB-C 3 and USB-A, it still remains 100 watts for C1 and C2. And then if you're using 3 and A together, it's total of 15 watts. Okay. So you get 15 watts, right? Here you go. So now USB-C 3 plus USB-C 1 cable and USB-C 2 cable is 100 watts plus 15 watts. Okay. So I apologize for spending all this time on it. Okay, a USB-A plus C1 cable and C2 cable, 33 and 15. USB-C 3 and USB-A1 together, total of 15 watts max. Also using USB-C 1 cable and USB-C 2 output is also 15 watts. So basically, if you're using all the outputs, you're going to get 15 watts across all of those. So you're going to get 15 watts, 15 watts, yeah. Oh dang, 32%. I spent a lot of time talking. Okay. So this is every charger, so don't think, oh, Baseus is doing a bunch of stuff. It's not. If you get from this guy, Ugreen, you get it from any other charging company that has anything like this where you charge your phone. They all have this same feature. That's why I knew about it beforehand. That's why I went to go find it. So having the multiple ports are great. The main intent is obviously charging up your devices when you need it the most. What I really like is the fact that this comes in a pretty small form factor, that you'll be able to get a lot of oomph out of, power, recharging, and be able to charge up your bigger phones and maybe more because you have a 100 watt capability. You'll be able to charge up a tablet and a laptop. So really good feature for your backup power and something you can use to handle any of those quick charges or those charges that you need. So as an example, I could have this thing with the cable. Maybe I have this in my Jeep, my DJI Action 5. I can plug it with the cable right here, pull it out, plug it in, and you'll see it turn on. There you go, 94%. And over here, it's showing you that we're charging, looks like at 36 watts. Yep. And there's an hour and 20. That just means how long it's going to take to charge up, not how long it's going to take to charge this up. So this will be up pretty quick. This is a fast charging device too. So this would charge pretty quick. So like I said, I love the feature that you can pull out a cable. So you don't even have to have, like you saw me, I had to go look for this cable to plug in as an extra port to see if I could check something else or run something else. So cool. If you don't have a cable, there it is. It's built into the device. At a minimum, you can charge up your phones, your computer, whatever. You can still use this one single cable and it's going to work. And don't worry, it's not turning on and off. It switches between the back screen and the front screen. So right now the front screen is off. Whoop, no, it's on. That's interesting. Yeah. It usually flashes between the front and the rear. So now it's off, but this one's still charging. That one's off. There you go. I guess there's a small delay when one turns on and the other turns off. But yeah, that came on. The cool thing about this is this guy is so sleek, so nice. Another 5,000 milliamp hour makes it a bit bigger than this guy. You can fit 3 to 4 extra charges for your phone, an extra bump on your computer, maybe a little extra life in your computer. This is a no-brainer to throw in your back pocket and throw it in your backpack or whatever, and take it out and charge up whatever you need. Like I said, your peripherals. You can charge up. I got another one of these. Come over here from this port, pop this guy open, and continue on. This guy back in the day, the number of flashes tells you where it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last final stages of charging, it doesn't tell you the percentage. It just flashes the number of times. 1 time is 25%, 2 times is 50, 3 is 75, and 4 is theoretically they're very close to 100%. Okay, so all that aside, this is a pretty cool little device. So once again, really cool. Love this LED. Nice little readout there. Looks really nice. Love this really thin cable. Obviously, it's designed to wrap around a reel inside this device. 145 watts, 3 charge ports, plus a cable, and a little button. Because it's off, you can just click that button, and she'll turn on, and you can say, hey, yeah, I'm sitting at 36%. I need to put a little more juice in this. And that is that. I really like that. That's pretty cool. So, guys, I hope this was helpful for you. I do appreciate your time, and I'm out.